The next guy is me, roasting Alex Paliga. And I want to start this by saying, a lot of people have come up here today and talk about how they're not sure how they're going to roast someone. And how they have a lot of time, I just spent a lot of time on it, thinking about it. And I didn't empathize with that at all. It was very easy to write this, I'm not going to lie. So from last Wednesday to Friday, I was on Kairos with Alex Paliga and the rest of my small group. And while we were there, I learned something about him that I never really saw too much before. And that's Alex's constant habit of losing stuff. Within 10 minutes, we hadn't even introduced ourselves yet to our big group or small group. He had already lost a kid. Not only that, but we went through about 15 pens on that trip, through 6 kids. So we actually went through pens faster than you go through hair gel. And that is saying a lot. Seriously, between cross-country camp and Kairos, his hair seems flat and facing forward after a shower. And he comes out of his room, and his hair is going up, down, left, right. I mean, look at it. You can tell that there's something in there. Alex also does stuff at just the right moment, but not necessarily for the better. At regionals this past year, Alex and the rest of the fellows were getting ready to run their 4x8. Like they were on the track waiting for the girls' 4x8 to finish. So I walk over there being the great teammate that I am, and I start telling them good luck and trying to hype them up before the race. Alex walks over the fence, looking super stressed, and then he just speaks as quickly as I've ever heard him talk, and just asked me to go get his inhaler from his bag. So I went and got it for him, but after I did that and they started the race, I wondered, how can you forget your inhaler on the biggest race of your life? This is not to say that I have not had my own share of pre-race troubles. Most of you probably know about the messy relationship that I have with bleachers following last track season. However, what most of you don't probably know is that Ignatius still ran that 4x4, even without me. The runner who stepped in for me as I went to get stitches was Alex Paliga, and this was probably less than 10 minutes after we just done an all-out 800 in the DMR. And they were really lucky that Alex was there and willing to step in for the 400 to save the day. And I'll say this, very, very few kids could go out and run a great 800 and minutes later run a competitive all-out 400. Unfortunately, Alex is not one of those kids. He ended up running a 60 and he came in dead last. But all in all, honestly, Alex, you were probably the closest I got with any of the 3 captains. And that's nothing against Matt and Sean. But I don't know, when I made the freshman year, we sort of just clicked. Maybe it's because we ran like the same event and basically almost the same time. And then at Kairos, we got so much closer, and you've really just been like a great older brother in the team for me, so thank you.